Bill,
Hello,
hey,
Big.
hello, Bill. Hey, congratulations on Prisoners of Ghostland of the Ghostland.
Thank you very much. Really, really proud of it. Really be happy to be a part of it.
Now, this here is outside your horror genre realm. Why did you want to do something like this? Because this movie I want to describe as bonkers.
Yes. Well, I'm always up for bonkers. That's for sure. Also, any chance that one gets to work with Nicolas Cage is something to be jumped at. And I'm a huge Sion Sono fan. So, you put it all together and a trip to Japan. What's not to like?
I, one of the things that I have a hard time is trying to describe to my friends what this movie is. How would you describe it? I mean, what genre would this actually fall under?
That's a tough one. I would say probably action adventure fantasy. Not really sure if it's certainly not a horror movie per se. Uh, I would have to say action adventure fantasy because it certainly is fantastic. But it's also you got to throw in a little bit of Western and a little bit of a little bit of samurai, ninja. It's got a lot.
What did you think about the blending of the samurai with the Western? I mean, that certainly add color to this movie.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I mean, I knew I came into this project really via one of the writers, Reza Sixto Safai, and he had given me kind of a little bit of an insight into what was going on, at least in terms of the Dakaturas and all of the different, the samurai, the ninjas, the cowboys. To me, it sounded fantastic. So I was ready to just step into the governor's shoes, not boots, really, and just go for it.
So tell us, what was it like when you walked onto that set for the first time? I mean, that must have been magnificent.
It really was. Actually, the first glimpse I got of the set was actually not a set that I worked on. It was the Ghostland set, which was in an abandoned concrete factory with still some walls standing. I mean, it had either burned down or fallen apart, but there were walls. There was a huge clock overlooking the whole set. There were all kinds of extras and characters in really the wildest wardrobe I think I've seen in a long time. And so it was a spectacle. And to walk in there and just see the set was really just a mind blower. It kind of let me know, okay, we're going for something very special here and something epic, I think is the word that comes to my mind.
Now, tell us about what you love about playing the governor, because this is not your first foray into playing a villain.
Well, I didn't really know exactly. I mean, I certainly had the general characteristics of the governor. I didn't really get the governor until I had my costume fitting with Sion, and they had sent me about 30 different measurements the wardrobe had. I mean, my wrist circumference, more than just you basically, height, weight, and reach. And so I put this amazing suit on, this beautiful white suit with the tie and the white shoes and socks and vest. And then I got the Stetson hat on. Everything looked great. Everything was fine. I still wasn't quite sure what was the character's, the essence of the character. And then they brought out the red leather racing gloves. And when I put those red gloves on, and Sion went, and his eyes lit up, and I realized that I don't know, everything wrong with capitalism. There was something bigger. It was it became kind of a metaphor character. And once that happened, then what came to me was the voice, which is a little bit somewhere between Colonel Sanders' persona and the cartoon character Foghorn Leghorn, the cartoon rooster. Hey, boy! And so once that was really the moment was, again, that costume fitting.
What was it? Was the voice your idea or was it Sion's idea?
No, I mean, I just came with it. And, I had so much technical information to impart at the very beginning in terms of describing the suit and all the different parts of it and how it functions, that I pounded those lines, for, weeks prior to showing up in Japan. And so I think just continuing to pound those lines, they kind of begat the voice. And once, and then I started to speak them out loud, and that's kind of how it happened. That was the organic process.
Well, I'll tell you what, you look great in a white suit.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. My wife thinks so too. Unfortunately, the beard is gone. I've had some jobs since then, and the last 2 jobs I've had, actually, I've played cops, hard-boiled, detectives, captains, and they don't have beards. So the beard was sacrificed for my career, but it's coming back. You can see just a little bit of sprinkling of white. It's coming back.
So what's the secret on the set to keep that white suit clean? I mean, I would have been paranoid wearing that around all over the place.
Well, I had handlers. I wasn't really wrapped in gauze or anything, but I was pretty smart about it. The only thing that really kept getting dirty were the shoes, and there was I had a costume attendant that would keep an eye on that, and if there was a couple of smirches on the shoes, she would get down there and wipe them off. So I was kept clean. Everybody was always keeping an eye on the governor's suit, so that was good. I didn't have to really think about that so much. I could concentrate on describing the crazy suit that Nicholas was wearing.
Well, let's talk about Nicholas, because obviously you mentioned him right at the beginning. What about his presence on the set that delivers for everyone? Everyone loves talking about him.
Well, I had not worked with him before. I did something that he was in, which was Rob Zombie's fake trailer for the Quentin Tarantino's Grindhouse. And we did Werewolf Women of the SS. So I was actually in the same production, but I'd never really crossed paths with him. So I was, I'm a big Nicolas Cage fan. And just in terms of, I especially love Mandy, Color Out of Space. I mean, his later stuff has been fantastic. I haven't seen Pig yet, but I'm looking forward to that. But I was a little nervous. I was nervous, like, how do you, this is an Oscar-winning actor. I mean, how is that gonna, am I gonna get along with him? Is he gonna be okay with me, and all that kind of stuff? And really from the get-go, he was really warm, very welcoming. And he goes for it, which is what I, of course, I do in some of my roles. So it was really a lot of fun. I mean, I really enjoyed him both on camera and off, and and knowing that he was in the movie and was my focus for a lot of my scenes, made me a better actor, because by golly, that's Nicolas Cage. I'm gonna step my game up. So it was a great experience.
And before I start to let you go, how was your Japanese after your trip?
It wasn't really much better, I got to say. I'm sorry to say, but one of the things that I certainly enjoyed, I love Japan, but I also really especially loved taking the Shinkansen. I mean, that is certainly a word I know. I'm a big train buff, so I was in train heaven in Japan. We shot the movie in Maibara, which is about halfway between Tokyo and Kyoto on the bullet train line. And so I was just having so much fun. There was a little Omi train there. So there were trains. Of course, the food is delicious and amazing. Where we were, our hotel was right on the shores of Lake Biwa, which is Japan's largest freshwater lake. And also, that was the lake that I think the green gargantua from good old kaijin movies. The green gargantua came from Lake Biwa, so I was especially excited about that. I'm also a big Godzilla fan, and so yeah, the whole experience was really fantastic. Really put a lot of wind under my wings, and made it really and the accolades that Prisoners of the Ghostland are getting, including being selected for Sundance. I mean, all of that stuff is kind of cherry on the sundae, because I've already had a fantastic experience, and I hope everybody enjoys the movie.
Most excellent. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, Bill. And I only have one last thing. It's just a show and tell.
Right.
As I watched the movie, someone was actually wearing the exact same mask in the movie, and I was like, going, wait, I seen that somewhere, and I realized this was in my living room as someone gave me this as a gift from Japan.
Wow, beautiful. I like it.
So absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Bill, for speaking to us about Prisoners of Ghostland. Hopefully, I get to speak to you again.
Thank you, Gig. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
All right.